Hi, everybody. Thanks a lot to our Tencent friends to invite us. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on the stage in front of you. And thanks to the partnership we have signed with Tencent, so it could be surprising to see Allianz, which is a German company, signing a partnership with Tencent, but it's completely coherent if we take into consideration the evolution of the automotive market in the world, in China, but specifically outside of China, overseas, what should be done. And I love what was said before. It's important to have additional partners within the ecosystem to support the Chinese OEMs when they want to deliver their service overseas. So before entering into more detail, let me give you or remind you some figures on Allianz. In a nutshell, you can see on my right that we are number one in several ranking, and what is important is that we are identified as the most known insurance company in the world in the Interbrand ranking. You can see the number of countries in which we operate, and of course we are in China. We are one of the main actors of the roadside assistance, for example, in China, but not just roadside assistance, motor insurance as well. You have the number of employees, number of clients. We are a large company. We are supposed to be the largest insurer in the world, the largest global insurer in the world. But it's not because of that we are here. It's because of that. What we have decided to do some years ago is to shape our strategy, our insurance and assistance strategy, to develop our presence, to continue to develop our presence on the mobility market, on the automotive, new and micro-mobility market. One important point is that 130 years ago, when Allianz was built, it was to insure the first cars we had on the road in Europe. So we are, by default, a car insurance company. Not just, but by default, a car insurance company. So when the market of mobility is evolving, like it is the case at the moment, we have the necessity to build a strategy to accompany the moves in this market. And one of the moves in this market is the emergence and the development in China and outside of China of the Chinese OEMs. So we have to make something to accompany this move and to accompany the development of these Chinese OEMs outside of China, like we have accompanied the development of European OEMs in China. And so we have built this strategy, and this strategy is built on four main pillars. In a nutshell, the first one is digitalization. What means digitalization? It means embedded insurance. You can see on the left side that there is Link & Co. Link & Co. is a Chinese company operating in Europe in 9 countries. Next year it will be in 13 countries, as they provide not a car, but the access to a club, a mobility club. It's based on subscription. In this case, insurance and assistance are fully embedded in the price, meaning that the person who is taking a Link & Co. is paying for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a fee, including everything, including insurance, assistance, warranty, all the services embedded. So it's exactly what we want to do when we talk about digitalization, but of course we can do it as well with the dealer in a more traditional way. When we talk about electrification, we talk about solutions which will be adapted to EVs. An insurance for EV, specifically in Europe or in some other country, is not the traditional insurance you use for a traditional car. The risks are not the same, the frequency is not the same, the size of the claims is not the same, and sometimes you have to insure something different, like the batteries, for example. What is the life duration of a battery? What will be the residual value of a battery? All these type of things we have embedded in our approach. Same for roadside assistance. Roadside assistance is not the same for an EV than it is for a thermic vehicle. Third pillar, Datamatic. I will not come back on that. We have heard a lot of presentation based on that. How to use artificial intelligence, how to use the data coming from the car or the data coming from the ecosystem around the car to make the offer more attractive, more precise. And last but not least, mobility as a service. In mobility as a service, we have all what is concerning the new approach of roadside assistance. We call that mobility assistance, focusing more on the driver and the passengers than on the car exclusively. So it's a brand new approach we want to develop and want to launch and propose through the platform we are building with Tencent. So it's a very interesting and very new approach. And last but not least, all the elements around new and micro-mobility. And so, as I told you, when we have built this strategy, we have tried to identify what are the main targets for us, what are the main companies we want to work with. And it was evident that the Chinese OEM were one of the main targets for us. So we have tried to find a way to work with the Chinese OEM. And the best solution for us appeared to be to enter into the ecosystem Tencent is building, to be part of the platform Tencent is building. You have seen on the screen, on Dr. Chen's presentation, where you can see that insurance, assistance, and global services can be embedded within this platform and can be proposed to the user, to the driver of the cars, of the OEMs working with Tencent. So it's the best way for us to approach, to support these OEMs in their development overseas, but why not also in China? And so what are the main challenges we want to help to support? From a client point of view, it's quite simple. New brand, so what is the trust in the brand? It's a question. When you arrive on the market, it's quite difficult. The capacity to repair the car, how is it possible to find a repair shop? A bit difficult question in case of breakdown. Can I trust the reliability of the car? It's also a question. And what will be the residual value of the car when I will go on the second market to sell my car? From an OEM perspective, if you arrive in Europe, some questions are really important, really relevant. The distribution is different country per country, so we have to understand that. It's a very important question. The regulation and the legal constraints are drastically different from a country to another. So you need, and an OEM need to be accompanied on that, to be supported on that. It's very important as well. The access to repair shop network, and last but not least, the total cost of ownership, which has to be competitive on the market. So what could we do to support on this base? It's quite simple. First of all, you have seen, the most trustful brand, insurance and assistance brand in the world. So as soon as an OEM, a Chinese OEM, join her brand to our brand, immediately the impact of the Allianz brand, and I usually say that the eagle come on the shoulder, the impact of the Allianz brand on trust, arise and support. First point, quite important. Second point, the global understanding of local specificities on the regulatory compliance point of view, which is essential, specifically in some European countries where the regulation is extremely complex. Third point, the access to the preferred repair shop networks we have built for the past 100 years. In each country, we have preferred repair shop network, meaning that you have the OEMs, the Chinese OEM, have access to our network, which facilitate and accelerate the time to market. Fourth point, we have a high-level quality insurance. We are used to talk about German Qualität, German Qualité, German value. Because we are a German brand, we make ourselves sure that in each market we have the best insurance solution or assistance solution. And this is something which is extremely valuable when the OEM wants to propose an insurance or assistance solution to a client. We have, of course, developed digital integration solution, digital integration layer to facilitate the onboarding of the insurance or assistance solution within the purchase journey of the client and within the ecosystem of our partner. And last but not least, we have a bunch of solutions, of services around travel, around health, around mobility more globally. We can embed in the offer, embed in the ecosystem to allow a client, to allow a driver, when he is in this car, to click on the icon Allianz and to access to a travel insurance, to access to a lounge reservation, to access to a symptom checker online, as well to insurance and roadside assistance in a more traditional way. So to summarize what I've said, what we want to provide, we want to secure the future of the Chinese OEM in China sometimes, if we can, or mainly outside of China. And we want to do so to improve and to deliver a better peace of mind for the final user of the car, for the drivers and the riders in the future. This is what we want to achieve, and thanks to this partnership, we are sure that we are now the great partner to be the best partner of the Chinese OEM overseas, outside of China, and by the way, as well in China. Thank you very much for your attention.